Hi there, and welcome to this section of the brand Carryall, where we're going to be talking about how you get to make the survival gear. So what the heck is the survival gear? This is the part of the brand Carryall when the brand strategist starts to suggest actionable solutions to execute the brand strategy. This is where we're taking everything that you've talked about previously, the map and the compass, and we're turning it in for tools for your clients to use. Now, there's two reasons why this is really important. Is first, we're making this really actionable for your clients. They're going to receive a brand strategy and they're going to know exactly how to use it. They're going to know how to use the colors. They're going to know how to use it on social media. If they're the ones doing the website themselves, they know what to do with it. Now you're like, well, Carly, I'm the one doing it. Why do I have to tell this to them? Two reasons. Sometimes I'm not the one doing this for my clients. I like to use strategies sometimes as for people who want to DIY their business and their branding, and it doesn't make any logical or financial sense for them to invest $10,000 into branding right now, but they need a first step. So I'll do the strategy for the session for them, give them a lot of the tools, and then they can go execute this themselves. Now, secondly, sometimes I don't always know before signing a client what the executables are going to be. I don't know if we need a website, or I don't know if we need two different websites. I don't know what the website's going to look like, if we need a sales page on this one or that, or whatever it is that we need. And so I'll suggest let's do the strategy session first, and then we'll decide on the executables after we do the strategy session. And this is really, really helpful for that. Now, but honestly, at the end of the day, even if you do know exactly what you're doing into the strategy session, it's still really helpful to give your client really actionable tips and tools so that they can utilize the brand themselves. I mean, you're not always going to be there to handhold everything for them. I've heard so many times where designers are like, oh, my client is just totally slaughtering their brand and they're using it in the wrong way on social media and or whatever. And this is the best way to prevent that. Now, the second reason why this is so important is because you're going to be explaining your reasoning behind everything that you're going to be doing. And why this is so important is your clients are much more likely to agree if they understand why behind everything that you're doing. So if you're explaining I really want to use this type of font, or I really want to use this type of colors, and here's why, and you can link it back to the strategy and the map, the compass that you just talked about, your clients are like, yep, I get it. I can see that very, very, very clearly. And all of a sudden you're seen as the expert. They trust you. I mean, this is the part where it's your expertise really gets to shine. And it's not like you're coming up with any crazy solutions either. I don't want that part to scare you where you're I feel all this pressure to come up with solutions. We're going to talk about that more. But this really is just a good opportunity for you to be here's my reasoning behind everything. It might be super obvious and simple, but you know now. And clients are always blown away by this no matter what. So how do we actually do it? So there's a few different pages, in every single part of the Carryall. They have their own specific pages, and there's going to be their own specific videos. And you're going to be able to choose which pages are most applicable to you in your industry and whatever it is that you're doing. But hopefully this is giving you a good starting ground. So the first page that I include into this section are the industry-specific solutions. Now for me, because I'm a graphic designer, I do website solutions, shop solutions, like an e-commerce shop, and I do design solutions. I'll do either all three of those, either just one of those. And what it basically is it's just me explaining my design decisions ahead of time. So if I'm thinking I want to use these colors, or I'm thinking we could use this type of a layout, or using the images in the website in this type of a way, I'm going to explain that in a single page and link that back to the problems. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're also going to do the mood boards. Now, I think this is something that no matter what your industry is, that you should do a mood board, because it really helps to capture the vision in a tangible way. We're also going to go into the logo and type board. Now, a lot of people combine the mood board and the typography together, and they include or they just don't even talk about typography until they present the logo and stuff. But again, I like to give my client as much information as possible. So I do a mood board entirely for colors and the mood. And then I do a mood board, or just a collaboration of images and inspiration, that is just based on typography and what the logo is going to look like. This is really important because it's given my clients and me a lot of clarity moving forward. Now, the next thing that I do is a social media strategy. Now, this is something I recently just did this year, and the only reason I decided to do it was because I had so many clients that were asking me how they could brand their social media, and I was like, they were coming to me asking me for a problem, and I was like, I don't know, like, I'm not a social media specialist. I'm a branding specialist, so like, here's my take on social media and how we can make it branded. So the social media strategy, it's not something that I include every single time. It's something that I really just do when my clients ask for it or when I really, really feel like this is necessary. Now, the last one that I do is the audience solutions. Now, this is kind of linking back to the map because we're going to be drawing a lot of pieces of inspiration from the audience. But it's really cool because it's like kind of encapsulating all of the solutions that we just talked about, like mood, logo, like the mood board, colors, type, specific solutions. I even put in just like random solutions that aren't even related to my industry, like, hey, I think you should sell this, or I think when you're writing out this in your copy, you should sound more like this. Like, I just give like all the solutions that I can think of in the audience solution and in the audience solution page, and it really just encapsulates it all into one single page. We're going to get right into it, and I'll see you in the next video.